Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and today I'm gonna go over my booth sales. So it's a really interesting day because I'm actually also filming a day in the life video. So, oh, hi still. So yeah, I'm doing double duty today, doing a lot of video recording. And if you didn't watch that video yet, I don't know which order I'm doing these, but the video is all about what a day is like basically for me. However, all days are kind of different, aren't they? But this specific day, how it's going. So for this video, I have a lot of things to talk about for the booth. So I do have 3 antique booths, and I do have my check here, or my little report that says how much I made for it. And I'll have to say, this booth isn't doing that great. Well, the 3 booths. So this would be in the month of September. I think September is okay to be slow. I'm okay with that. I have a feeling that the month of October is going to be even better. So it's just one of those things. And I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about how antique booth spaces work. And the thing is, you never quite know how your month is gonna go. You can't really, no month is the same as the last. It's always going to be different. Depends on what you've got, what events are happening, how much mall traffic there is. September being the month around when school goes back, I think that has a lot to do with the success of that particular month. So it wasn't a strong month, but all in all, it's okay. I think, you know, I'm definitely not losing money, which is great, but it's not where I'd like to be. So I'm gonna go over, right now I'll tell you how much I made, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about what sold and all of that. So I did receive my little paper here. And before I go over this, we are gonna be going to a new system very soon where everything will be barcoded, and I will not be getting like my tags back, I don't think, but I will also be able to log in at any time and see what is selling. And I can also see what the value of everything is in my spaces, like a monetary value, which is nice because I don't currently know that. I've received questions about people that's asked, how do you know if something gets broke or somebody steals something? I don't. I don't really have a management system in place where I can know what at any point I've got in the booth. I know there are vendors that do this. They have like maybe all on paper or an Excel or something. When I started the booth, I did think I was going to be able to keep track of it, but I quickly decided that wasn't really that feasible. So I don't keep track of what I've got in the booth. But with this new bar code system, I think it'll be just easy to do. So every tag, instead of it being handwritten with little prices, it'll have barcodes on it. So that's good. Okay, I sold $472.15 worth. So $472.15 across 3 booths. What would be a good number for me with 3 spaces at that mall is about 900 to 1,000. I would say that's a good amount for me. And that's what I've noticed in the past. For 3 spaces, I think that that's where it really should be, if not even a little more. I can recall whenever I only had 1 booth and I was doing like $350, sometimes $400 for 1 space. Wouldn't you assume if you just had 3, you could triple that? Doesn't quite work. So I wish it was higher. But like I said at the onset, retail isn't, you can't predict it. So the booth is okay. It's sort of one of my lower money making, if you want to look at like where I make all my money, the booth is definitely at the bottom, one of the bottom. So it's okay. $472.15. Out of that number, I paid commission of 10%, which is quite normal. So I've also received comments where people say you shouldn't have to pay commission on top of your booth rent, but it's standard. So the way it works is I pay a booth rent. That's for the space That's for just renting space, okay? Count that towards the land cost, property taxes, the lights, the air conditioner, everything like that. The commission this is how I kind of reconcile it. The commission pays for somebody other than me to be at the mall all the time and waiting on people. Like it's as if, well, you know, if you had a flea market and you were selling at a flea market, you would have to be there. Like you have to dedicate a few hours on a Saturday and a Sunday, however you'd want to do it, to physically be there. Well, this is a 6 days a week antique mall. And rather than me be there all the time, they have somebody working. So that's a small price to pay for an employee, if you want to put it that way. So yeah, for the month, $47.21. By the way, out of that number, the 10%, the credit card fees also come out of that. So I don't pay an additional credit card fee for anything. So 10% is, I think, quite fair. I have priced around when I was first starting to look for a booth. One of the spaces, I believe the percentage is probably the same, but they also required you to work there 2 times a month. And if you did not work there 2 times a month, your rent would be higher. But that mall was right by a busy highway and it was new. So I'm not sure how they changed it since then. And so all I can say is, for me and where I'm at, the price is really good. The booth rent, I've also been asked how much my booth rent is, and I do get a deal for having multiple spaces. However, if you were just to have one space, it would be, for an 8x8 booth, about $80 for the month. That's really good. So that said, I walked home at the end of the month with a check for $424.94 minus cost of goods, which is how much I paid for everything, and minus the booth rent, which I said I can't really say because, look, the mall owner doesn't want me to say, just in case there's other people watching. So that said, there we are with that. So yeah, whenever you consider, and I didn't do it for this video, I did not go through and figure out cost of goods, but it seems like the cost of goods is somewhere around 10%. So if I sell something for $10, it's about $1, maybe $2 so between 10 and 20%, I think, is kind of where things tend to end up being, although we try hard to make sure we can get them for even cheaper. Like if you can buy something, if you can get something for free and sell it, then do it. But for the most part, it's not always that way. So we do what we can. I do what I can and get as many things as I can as cheapest as I can, especially at auctions when things are going for $1 for a big lot of them. So that said, now I want to move on to a little bit of statistics with the booth. Okay, it's very strange. I'm not sure what happened, but the 1950s themed booth that I have, which is like my star booth. I love that one so much, so I give it special treatment. That booth only did 9 sales for the whole month. That is really low. Usually that one booth does about 30 sales, so that one was way down. And the other 2 booths for the month did about $55 in sales. So divide that out. That's about 22 sales for 2 of the spaces. 22 sales for one booth, 22 sales for another booth, and then 9 sales for the 1950s booth. So it's like half. Then I like to do this. I went ahead and figured out what the average sale price was for each item. And it always tends to be this. The 50s booth has a higher average sale amount at $8.30 per average sale. And the other spaces was $7.22 per average sale. The average sale is just the total money brought in for the space divided by the number of orders. So for instance, the 1950s booth for the whole month did $74.75 worth. Of course, take out 10% of that, just right off the top for the commission. And yeah, so the $74.75 is the total selling price, not the take-home pay price. So $74.75 minus 10%, which is like $7.40. So you take that off, and then you could get a better accurate idea. But anyways, yeah, the 50s booth tends to have things sell for slightly higher dollar amounts per item. So let me tell you a little bit about what actually did sell, because I think that's kind of interesting to know, and hopefully you're bearing with me because I am on a little bit of a tangent and kind of breaking down some things that I don't normally do, because I get asked certain questions quite often, and I kind of want to give more of a lengthy answer than just like a quick response. So I did sell some soap, bar soap. I buy the bar soap online from naturalsoapwholesale.com, I think it's called. I haven't bought an order in a few months. I buy the soap for roughly $2 a bar, and then I sell them for about $5 a bar. If you get more than one bar, you get a price discount. So that's what happened with a good number of them, and I did sell a total of 8 bars across 4 orders. So the way that works is you can buy 2 bars for $9. So that is $4.50 a bar instead of the $4.95. If you buy 4 bars, then it breaks down to $16. So then that brings it down to $4. So then I really am just pretty much doubling. But if you think about it, I'm not considering the booth rent and the commission and everything else. So the soap does sell for me. I still need to do an in-depth look at it, and I think I want to do that. That should be maybe its own video. I want to look into how the soaps are doing independently. If I was to look, how many soaps do I have left? How much money have I invested? How much money have I made? I have a feeling it's not going to be great, but the thing I keep telling myself every time I buy the bar soap is it's drawing people into the booth. Whether or not that's a lie, I don't know. But I keep thinking to myself, you just need to stop buying. You just need to stop selling soap. Like, just stop devoting it. Because every time I buy soap, you know, it's an easy $135 invested that I've got to, you know, spend. And then but I'm curious to know, how long does it take to make that money back, and how much goes unsold. I do have some soap downstairs that I pulled a while ago that I tried selling online, but then I forgot why I pulled it. But I still have some. Oh, I know why, because I couldn't sell it on Etsy. And I had for a short while a separate website that allowed me to, but then I was like, why am I paying for this other thing? I could put it on eBay though. I really could. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll lot it together in some way. It's just a matter of space in the booth. I don't want to have like a ton of soap in there. So yeah, hopefully with things coming up with holidays, I'll be able to sell the soaps a lot more prevalently. I think I will be. I just really want to sell down some soap. Okay. The newest thing that I bought wholesale from another company and then resell in the booth is the tea towels. The tea towels, well, let's just put it this way. I don't think I'm going to be ordering them anymore. So I sold one for that last month. Now, if they turn around spectacularly, then great. They're just not a huge moneymaker, and they are more expensive. So the tea towels cost me about, I think it's $3.75 per towel, which is quite a lot for a wholesale. And then in my area, I can really only sell it for like $7 a piece. So again, I'm kind of doubling my money, but they're not selling quick enough. And at the $7 price point, they're just naturally gonna go slower. Whereas the soaps, they're around they're like the sub $5 price point individually, and even cheaper if you buy more. So the tea towels aren't really selling as well and as fast as I would hope to sort of churn that money and get that investment back, which is okay. And I've been toying with the idea of making my own tea towels and kind of making them and producing them as needed because I do have a heat press now. I need to think about that, and I want them to look good. So yeah, the tea towels really aren't doing spectacular in my space. I could also, with the tea towels, put those on eBay and sell them individually. I think they'll sell online. I need to think about that too. That's another thing. So the other two spaces, the non-1950s spaces, they did have 55 sales between the two of those. And I sold some pretty good stuff. For the most part, it's pretty random. I did sell 2 old photos. I have black and white photos in the booth, and those sold. So those were $2 a piece, and I sold a couple of those. Really didn't sell much salt and pepper shakers, which is kind of, they go through phases. I was just recently at my booth, and there was quite a lot of empty holes on the salt and pepper shaker racks. So I have a feeling that my next tag situation is going to have a ton more salt and pepper shakers sold. I did sell 2 Christmas ornaments. Again, this is the month of September we're talking, so that's like fine. 2 sold in September. That's another item that I hope really picks up. I'd like to sell down a good number of Christmas ornaments. However, I do have them priced at $3.50, so I'm not exactly asking for them to be taken. Just take them. I could mark them down, do half off or something like that. A lot of them were free to me, and many I can get for like $0.25 a piece sometimes at yard sales or wherever, estate sales. So it's one of those things. It's taken up a good chunk of wall space, and this past year I've pretty much had them on the wall for the majority of the time. And I just wonder if that space could be better used for more sellable things that are gonna sell more. So like we're talking like easily a 4-foot by 3-foot section of all Christmas ornaments. And for the month of September, I was able to get like $7 out of that space. So if you wanna think of it that way, $7 out of a big chunk of space, could I do better? I don't know. The other thing that sold in the other 2 spaces, a lot of figurines, a lot of little ceramic things. They were doing good. So a while ago, I bought a lot of Hall jewel tea dishes in the autumn. It's called the hot autumn pattern. I bought them privately from a person that had a whole bunch of them, and I paid $1 a piece, which is, I mean, I think it's about fair. However, the more items you get, the cheaper it should be. So I thought $1 a piece was fair, and I've slowly been selling them. I did sell a little bit on my Etsy store, and I think I might even have a couple more of the Hall Autumn pieces in my Etsy shop, but a lot of it ended up going to the booth. So I sold an oval platter for $7.50, so that's good. But for instance, there we go. I paid $1, $7.50, take out 75 cents. So now we're at $1.75 for a $7.50 item, minus your rent and everything. So, okay, that's fine. Pretty good margins on that one, okay. Then we have the Hall Autumn Salad Bowl. That only sold for $3.50. I had to mark that one down. And then I had another Hall Autumn Salad Bowl for $3.50. So this is an example of what not to do. I paid $1 for it, sold it for $3.50. That means I made $2.50 profit, but I didn't really make $2.50 profit. So, because of all the things involved. So those, I mean, I'm just basically clearing it out and getting my money back plus a little tiny bit more. That's okay. What else? Like, just, I really don't see any trends. I did sell 2 Halloween items in the month of September. They're blow molds. I remember buying these at a yard sale. It could have been early spring or even late fall last year. This would have been a blow mold of a ghost and skull. I sold that for $15. I think I paid $1 for it. Either $1 or 50 cents, because I bought 2 from the guy. And the other one that I bought from him was this blow mold pumpkin I sold for $10. So together, $25. I either spent a grand total of $2 for them or a grand total of $1 for them. those are great margins. So that's what I try to do. It's just hard to do. It just is. So when it happens, that's great. But a lot of the stuff, the price points are like, look, I sold a ceramic leaf for $1.50. That's not good, but it is good because by itself it's nothing, but whenever you add them all together, I got a ton of them, so $1.50. Then I had 3 mushroom ceramic figurines for $4.95. I'll just name them off. $2.50, $1.50, $12 because I was able to put a group together in a bag. $1.50, $9 for a dozen ceramic acorns. $1.50, $2.50, $6.50 for a grouping. That's something else, something else, something else, something else. $1.50 and $1.50. So yeah, I mean, they're kind of low price points for a lot of that stuff, but it all adds up, which is the main takeaway. Everything adds up. It's just how much time do you want to spend on each individual thing, making little price tags. I've seen some people sell things at an antique mall for $1. I'm like, what are you doing? $1.50 is about as low as I ever want to go because this tag actually costs money. It costs about 10 cents if you want to look at it that way. And if you have a $1 item and you have a commission, there's another 10 cents. Now you're down to 80 cents out of your $1 price. What did you pay for the item? Did you get it for free? What's the value of taking the time to write the tag and put the tag in the, like, what's your value? So I laugh whenever I see things for priced under $1 at antique malls. I'm like, really? I like it, but for them, that's not a great thing. So I went on and on. Wow, okay. So all in all, not a fantastic month, not a terrible month. It's a pretty good month, but I'm gonna wrap this up here because I'm long-winded in this video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope I said everything that would help anyone that needs to know. I did sell a blue and white quilt for $20. That was nice. And, oh, so random. Anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.